Well, the FBI's narrative on the conservative side is something like this. There is a toxic hierarchy of careerists that run the FBI. And they rotate in and out of the FBI, and they go into private enterprise, and they condition or massage their ideology to fit their own career trajectories. So they want to be on a corporate board, or they want to be a lobbyist, or they want to be a lawyer, and they get great jobs, and they want to be loved by the media. If you're Andrew McCabe, you want to be on MSNBC as an analyst. If you're James Comey, that kind of stuff. But they don't represent the rank and file, because we all, like you, know them and we love them. Yes, sort of. But my problem with that is, who were the people down there in Michigan that were hiring FBI informants to egg on a bunch of nuts to kidnap the governor of Michigan? Who was Peter Strzok? Who was Lisa Page? Who was Kevin Kleinsmith? I mean, he was a lowly lawyer, right? That felt that he could just doctor with impunity a federal FISA application. So when I look at these people that do these things, who were the people that, I mean, they sent Peter Strzok over to interview Flynn, ha ha ha. So I don't believe it's just the hierarchy. I believe the hierarchy has permeated its values all the way through the FBI. And there's wonderful people there, but they understand that they're not going to be promoted or recognized unless they toe a particular line. So yeah, I'm worried about it. And so, do we have a lot of investigatory intelligence police bureaus? Yeah, so why not break it up? So we could take all of those who are worried about entrance of foreign agents, perhaps, terrorism or undercover espionage thing, and we can give them to Homeland Security. There's a lot of FBI people that go after counterfeiting or currency violation. Give them the Department of Treasury. We have a lot of them who deal with, they work with the Pentagon, put a division with the Pentagon, and just take the entire agency and disperse it throughout the federal government, and then take that building and let other people use it in Washington. But this idea, a federal bureau of investigation, you have too much power, and its record is too dangerous to democracy. The left always says democracy dies in darkness. This thing is, right now, at this moment, the FBI is one of the great threats to democracy. And what do I mean by that? It's a terrible thing to say, but think of what I'm saying. Do they intervene in elections? Yes. They hired a foreign national spy who illegally was working. You can't do that if you're a foreigner, work for a campaign. He was basically being paid by Hillary Clinton, GPS, DNC paywalls, Perkins Coie. They hired him. They tried to spread a dossier. They ruined the life of Carter Page. They went after Papadopoulos. They tried to destroy Michael Flynn. Their leaders, when asked to explain what was going on, lied. Andrew McCabe lied to federal investigators. James Comey pled amnesia. He broke the law, and he disseminated confidential memos. So what I'm getting at is they tried to affect that election. The next election, in 2020, they tried to affect it. They had a laptop. The person said, "This laptop was given to me by Hunter Biden. I looked at it, I think it's pretty serious." He made a copy of some of the materials on it. They gave it to the FBI. The FBI had it in its possession, said, "We're not going to talk about it." But when 50 intelligence officers did want to talk about it, on no basis, and said, "Looks to us like Russian disinformation." They were asked, "Well, you have the laptop, could you come?" No. They were affecting an election, because after the election was over and the narrative changed and that Joe Biden suddenly by 2022 was a liability, guess what? Stuff started to come out about the laptop. We started to get leaks about it, and that could come from the FBI. And the FBI went after, as I said earlier, Roger Stone or James O'Keefe. They don't do that with left wing. So they interfere in elections. Do the directors lie? Yes, I just mentioned two of them. They lie. Do the directors, they lie under oath? Mueller lied when he said he didn't know what Fusion GPS or the Steele dossier. McCabe admitted he lied 4 times. Comey basically lied when if I said to the IRS, they came here and said, Mr. Hanson, we can't find $20,000 of the write-offs you took. Where are they? And I'd say, I can't remember. You know, I'm not going to address that. Well, do you have any records? I can't remember. Oh, that's lying. And that's what Comey did. And so my point is that, do they have people that destroy evidence? Yes. Kleinsmith did. Comey. Mueller did. I mean, they asked for FBI phones, critical. They erased them. So when you have an agency that has gone rogue and is interfering at the highest level of the country to affect an election, and they are willing, the directors of those agencies are willing to alter or leak documents that they shouldn't, or lie under oath to federal investigators, or lie to a committee that by claiming amnesia, and they oversee a bureau that will wipe clean phone records that are under subpoena, or they will not prosecute one person but they will another, then it's institutionalized. And you've got to get rid of it. I think you do. This idea that once you have a bureau, you'll always have it, I don't understand that. It's so ironic because we're all in this era of, we're not J. Edgar Hoover, but we think that J. Edgar Hoover polluted the wonderful idea of the FBI. It may have been all along that the FBI's pernicious idea polluted J. Edgar Hoover. That is, in a democracy, in a constitutional republic, do you really want a national federal police force, a Stasi-like a Gestapo? There's no need for it. We have a federal system, the states have it, and we have cabinet bureaus that are equipped to go across state lines for matters of immigration or terrorism or currency in Treasury and Homeland Security, except at DOJ. We can do that. But we don't need this massive behemoth that is out of control. You can really see it when you look at the directors. What was the one common denominator in the last 4 during their testimony? When they had Mueller come in and they asked him about the Steele dossier, he went like this, I don't know. You don't know? That was your entire 22 months and $40 billion budget. It was based on the dossier and the GPS information. I don't know. And they let him off. And then when they had Comey, he said, I can't remember. And then when he went to a private group to push his book, he could remember very well because he said, let me tell you how we got Mike Flynn. You know, we just kind of walked in there. They usually want to check. They didn't check. So I said, send him in. And we got the guy. And I said, what were you looking at? We were looking for the Logan Act violation. Logan Act's never been prosecuted. And so, and then you look at McCabe and, you know, did you say that? Yeah, I misled this. I didn't tell the truth. I shouldn't have done that. I didn't. And Ray, I'm not going to. What do you think of the word? I wouldn't use that word Russian collusion hoax. I wouldn't use the word hoax. I wouldn't use this about the bar. I wouldn't say this. You know, I have an appointment and I got to get out of here. Grassley says, well, we gave you a Gulfstream luxury jet. Can't you give us 10 more minutes? No, he couldn't. He had to go to his vacation home. So they are completely out of control. Completely. Probably have the FBI knocking on this door by the end of the interview.
I hope not.
I hope not.